Oh my goodness, what do you know? Tennessee football has added someone out of the portal tonight. Make sure you hit the like. If you know anybody that has not found this channel yet, share it out to them. Let them check it out, see what they think about it. If you like the channel, you're a returning subscriber, hit that subscribe button. It is free. There is no charge for that. You do get the latest notifications on it. Tennessee gets a commitment tonight from defensive lineman Josh Schell. He visited over the weekend. Tennessee has had numerous defensive linemen on campus over the weekend. Josh Schell, of course, come from Grand Valley State this year. And, you know, we can sit here and look back on the school does not matter in the portal at this point. It does say in 2024, he tallied 35 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 6 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. And he was named All Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference honorable mention this year. So this is over the weekend. He's listed 6'3", 290. According to him, he said, I can play defensive end or defensive line. So it looks like, based on what I'm seeing, he will have 1 year left to play. I'm trying to see if there's possibly now. Of course, he says here's the an interesting fact too. Say redshirted at Grand Valley State in 22. Said he was also a pitcher on the baseball team that year. Said he made 8 appearances in 2023 and 11 tackles. Now, I don't know if he continued baseball, but apparently he was out of the gate on it. And when he talked to VolQuest.com, he said, you know, what's the difference, the coaching staff and the opportunities? Playing the SEC, Premier Conference in America. The staff's amazing. Coach Garner, been around for 36 years, produced many picks. He is elite at his job. I would say that's the most appealing thing to me. Actually, it says he's entering his redshirt junior season. Now, you think back last year, Tennessee brought in Jackson Moy. That one's worked out pretty good here as well. Hopefully, we can get good results out of this one as well, because it said he was going to visit Central Florida, SMU, Kentucky was trying to get in as well. And, you know, you got to get what you can get right here. You know, the old adage here, or the old thing right now, Tennessee's broke. I don't know if Tennessee broke the bank here, but if SMU's involved, if SMU was serious, you probably had to pay a little bit of money here with it. We can close the book on that. All right, we can stop this stuff about Tennessee being broke. They're not. They're being smart with it. I said it again earlier when I had the video talking about Amari Abram, basketball commit who was Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Louisiana Tech. There's a difference between being broke and being stupid. Do I think Tennessee did their due diligence and did it right in December? I don't. I think they could have maybe hit a couple spots a little harder then. But there's a part of me, too, I'll look at like wide receiver. All right? We've recruited these guys. We paid them to come in. Let's see what they got. All right? You look at offense. They addressed the offensive line concerns. They brought in a running back with experience to, you know, help what they already had. Not many transfers that they brought in, but then you look at the defensive line. I mean, let's take a look at it here. I'm going to pull it up now, and we're going to take a look at this defensive line. And it's been said they needed depth. That's really where we're at, and it looks like this is the spring depth chart. All right, so let me pull this up with you. Let's look over it. I'm not worried about who's left. All right, they're gone. Appreciate them. And I don't mean this in any negative way. I'm just looking at who is going to be on the roster now. All right, we're not looking at years past. I'm on DB now. Let's go down here to defensive lineman. All right, you got Tyree Weathersby, redshirt sophomore. Joshua Josephs. Now I'm just going line. Bryson Eason got another year. Jordan Ross was a guy who was ranked, top 15 is coming in. Jamal Wallace, I have seen a lot of talk that this dude may be done with and may not contribute. So I think some of the need in depth is coming from that. I say I think. This is what I'm reading on it. It seems like Jamal Wallace may be done with. Caleb Herring as a guy, a lot of potential. Jaden Lofton, defensive lineman. Tyree West. Tyree West can play end. He can play inside. Christian Gass is a guy who will play in. Isaiah Campbell, another freshman, will play in. Jackson Moy is a guy who I think is going to be a vital part this year. Marion Dye, where's he going to come in? He was highly rated coming in. Davin Hobbs is a dude that he was a big-time pickup a couple years ago. Now you get into some of these guys like Kellen Lindstrom. I'm looking at the scholarship guys there. Dominic Bailey's the guy can play out, got another year, could possibly play inside. Nathan Robinson, 6'6", 300. That's good size. Where's he going to fit in? A Carson Gentle is, where there's some of these guys I kind of question where they're at right now. Robinson and Gentle, as we've not heard a whole lot about them going into their third and second years respectively. And Ethan Utley, where's he at? Emmanuel Okoye. I don't see that one. I think this one is all about potential and where they're at. And I just don't see that one working out. Maybe I'm being negative on it, but everything I hear is he is such a project. He's a guy who has a lot of the measurables, but just not anywhere close to competing. So you add Josh Schell to the equation. You've got defensive linemen now. Of course, you've got some really good freshmen coming in. I think Tennessee's going to be fine on the line, but you add when you can add on that. And, looking at the units on the defensive line, I'm curious to see if they add any more. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Linebacker, you've got a lot of guys at linebacker. You got a lot of talent there. To me, it's really kind of like wide receiver. And I think linebacker's not being as amplified as wide receiver. I think both of those positions are prove-it positions because the linebackers, after Keenan Pili went out last year, they had their moments, but they had their moments that weren't up to par either. So, to me, that linebacking core has to take that next step. You look at the defensive backfield, I really think we're going to be fine. And part of that, too, comes back to you have to develop these guys. And contrary to popular belief, I know people like to beat up on Willie Martinez. They like to say, well, where's the safeties at with Tim Banks? We have seen progress. How in the hell do you think Will Brooks was as good as he was last year? Was that just by accident? Did the whole country miss on him? No, they developed. He fell into their laps. Let's make no mistake about it. You still have to develop him, though. Turrentine, I thought, was pretty good. The year before, Jalen McCullough, the improvement he had made. Last year, Ricky Gibson, Jermod McCoy, Jalen McMurray, Boo Carter. Did this just happen by accident? This defense should be pretty good again this year. The questions are going to be what's going to happen at quarterback. Running backs, they're going to be fine. We're seeing it each year. They're losing guys, and they're still producing along the way. I'm not saying they're going to put up running back numbers like they did last year, but the consistent thing with this team under Josh Heupel is every year they have been one of the best rushing teams in the country. The offensive line, to me, looks better. The tight end spot looks better. The wide receiver position is full of potential. They've just got to get up to it. And I just think that things are going to click with that unit this year. And I'm liking the Joey Aguilar pickup. He's a veteran. He's a guy who can get rid of the ball. We'll see. I'll be honest, I feel more encouraged now than I did a couple of weeks ago, because everything I was reading with Nico, it's like, what's this guy doing to get better? Just not seeing it. But that's in the past. Tennessee adds Josh Schell. Tennessee football is still in good shape. We can put every narrative we want to out there. They're broke. They're not recruiting. Bullshit. This team, this coaching staff is doing their job. All right. Sometimes you have to trust what you're bringing in. You look at these recruiting rankings. No, they're not top 5. They're still bringing in high quality talent along the way. They're not getting this talent if they're not broke. And the key, though, is going to be to develop it. It's going to be to develop on offense at every position. Running back, tight end, people feel pretty good about. Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, the jury's out. And I can tell you this, if they don't get the job done this year, all of them are out of contract. You move on from them. Defensive side of the ball, they've made improvements every year. It's been the opposite of the offensive side. The offensive side, the first year, good. 2022 went to another level. 2023 regressed. 2024 regressed even more. Defense every year has gotten better. You can look at the numbers. I did an evolution of the defense series this past season as they went along and really detailed the recruiting, what they picked up along the way with that defense as it's continued to get better. It's not perfect. No defense ever is. But what Tim Banks and that defense has done, I think you got to be pretty encouraged if you look at it from a standpoint of overall. Don't look at Ohio State. Don't look at the Georgia game. So look at it overall, what they've done. And it's continued to get better along the way. I think you got to be encouraged as there's still a lot of talent going to be on that defensive side of the ball this year. Tennessee football is still going to be good this year. If Joey Aguilar comes in, takes that job, as I think he will, we're going to be in pretty good shape. And I had a conversation pretty interesting yesterday with someone very, very familiar with him from Appalachian State, because they have a family member who played with him, who was very close to him. And now they said the same thing we've seen. He could have a really good game. He could have an off game. But they said, great kid, hard worker. And last year, he did not have the talent around him that he probably needed, and nothing like he's going to have at Tennessee. I think that's pretty encouraging to me. Frank, House of Orange, let's wrap it up and roll on. I'll have a baseball recap. Tennessee up 6-4 in the 6th inning right now. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. Links in the description, channel membership, channel Patreon, or last thing, bottom right corner, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. Frank, House of Orange, go Vols.